Hey loves, so I'm back to do my 33-week to 35-week pregnancy update. So in my 33rd week, the itchy tummy went away. It just kind of went away out of nowhere. It literally went from itching every day all day to not itching ever at all. For some reason I thought that once the itchy tummy started it would only get worse as I got bigger, but that wasn't the case, and I'm so thankful for that because that was super annoying and it definitely worried me when it came to stretch marks and stuff because I couldn't stop myself from scratching. So I'm so happy that in my 33rd week that went away. So my 33rd week was completely uneventful. That was like the only thing that happened was the itching went away. So sadly in my 34th week, nausea and vomiting came back. It only happened once that week, but that one time it happened was kind of explosive and it ended up all over the place simply because I hadn't vomited in so long. I didn't expect to vomit and I didn't go to the bathroom when I should have. And yeah, it ended up all over the place. It was a mess. And with me being so much bigger and with me being so tired and then being nauseous on top of that day, it was so hard for me to clean it all up. I mean, it was all over the place, but luckily my mom helped me clean it up. But now I know that if I do feel nauseous and I do feel like it's gonna come up to run to the bathroom because it's definitely not over, and it seems like the whole vomiting thing will never be over. I will have, you know, a vomiting spell every once in a while, so I'm prepared for it now. I also noticed that in my 34th week that baby movements kind of changed. It doesn't really feel like kicks anymore. It feels like the baby's squirming around and stretching its entire body from head to toe, arms. Everything just stretches at one time. I noticed that the baby like sticks its butt out on this side a lot. And you'll just see like a big lump on this side from the baby's big old butt. And then I noticed that the baby's head is still head down, so the baby just pushes its head on my bladder every once in a while, and it just gives me that sharp sensation of needing to pee just for a second, and then it goes away, and then it comes back, and then it goes away while the baby's stretching. And that sensation is just such a weird sensation because I don't really need to pee, but for that quick sharp moment it feels like I need to when the baby pushes its head down on my bladder. But luckily I don't have that sensation all the time. In my 34th week, I had like a major leakage, and you probably know what I'm talking about, and hopefully you do. I have asked my doctor previously when it happened before, you know, if that means anything's wrong, and she was like, no, nothing's wrong. Only be worried if you have the leakage along with blood or along with pain, and I've never had leakage along with blood or pain, so that's good. But that day, I mean, I literally leaked through everything. I was wearing a nightgown and I leaked through everything. I leaked through my underwear and it got on the kitchen chair. It was a lot. It was just a lot of leakage at that very moment, but it quickly went away once I cleaned myself up and went to lay down for a couple of minutes. But yeah, I do experience leakage once a month or so, and now that I'm getting further along, when I do experience leakage, I wonder if like, oh, did my water break, or is this the mucus plug? You know, I wonder what it is, so I always go and check and clean myself up. Another thing that happened this week was completely weird. It was completely out of the blue. Was my hubby told me that he was having baby fever, and it wasn't baby fever for this baby. He was telling me how he wants to have another one, and he wants them back to back, and he wants me to basically get pregnant again 8 weeks after I have this one. And I was just like, what in the world are you talking about? He's deployed, and I know that is probably one of the main reasons why he wants me to have another child so quickly, just because he hasn't been able to experience this pregnancy. He left for deployment when I was 12 weeks, and he doesn't come back until after I give birth. So basically he's missed the entire pregnancy. He's missed me growing. He's missed my belly being big because I didn't have a belly at all when I was 12 weeks. He's just missed the movements and everything. So I think that's one of the major reasons why he wants me to get pregnant again so quickly, and why he's having baby fever despite the fact that I'm already pregnant. But I was just like, no, that's not gonna happen, because this pregnancy was and still is so difficult for me that I can't wait to not be pregnant. I can't wait to work out. I can't wait to get my body back. I can't wait to just be able to move without waddling. I can't wait to be able to eat what I want, when I want, whatever I want. And I also can't wait to just not have to ever worry about being nauseous, not having that intense gag reflex, you know, not having that scent sensitivity and all that stuff. So getting pregnant 8 weeks after I give birth is just not gonna happen. And then he was like how he wanted our kids to be back to back and to be really close in age. But I was telling him, you don't have to get pregnant 8 weeks after you give birth for your kids to be back to back. To me, I consider getting pregnant anytime within the first year to be back to back pregnancies. So I told him that, and hopefully he's okay with that, because 8 weeks is just not enough. I don't even think that's enough time for my uterus to heal and all that stuff. So yeah, that's not happening. I'm not even really thinking about that, but I just know, like, the reason why, you know, he's probably saying that is just because he wants that experience, because he didn't get that experience with this pregnancy. But he's still really excited about this baby. He talks about this baby all the time, and I try to keep him in the loop of everything. I'm always emailing him pictures of my stomach. I'm always emailing him pictures of things that I bought, things that I was gifted. I'm constantly updating him on my appointments, updating him on just everything that's going on that surrounds and involves the pregnancy, just so he can feel a part of it. And he even told me how much he appreciates and how happy it makes him feel whenever I give him updates. So I just try my best to keep him in the loop as much as I possibly can while he's gone. So the very last thing that happened in my 34th week was I got a relaxer, and y'all know I was trying to decide what to do with my hair for when I go into labor and delivery. I really wanted braids, but I didn't want to ever during this pregnancy sit down for hours to get braids. So I pretty much decided just to get a relaxer, and I usually do my relaxers myself, but with this big old belly, that was not gonna happen. So I went and got my hair done, and I hate getting my hair done. I like to do my hair myself. So basically when I go into labor and all that stuff, I will just be wearing my natural hair in a ponytail, and it will be relaxed, so it'll be easy to deal with. This is definitely clip-in extensions, but I won't be wearing this when I go into labor. So yeah, that's how my hair will be. And I figured that would just, you know, be the easiest thing for me at this point. I don't want to go into labor wearing a wig or extensions or anything like that. So in my 35th week was when I finally started to notice that I was gaining weight. Y'all, I was at 154 pounds for like a whole month, maybe even more than that. And I literally went from 154 to 162 like in 1 week, and it was crazy. But the thing is, as you've probably noticed, all the weight is in my belly. So I just feel like I'm gonna topple over all the time. My waddle is so intense. I look at other people that are pregnant who have their weight more distributed, like in their hips and their thighs and their arms and stuff, and they walk with ease, whereas I'm just a waddling mess. And I'm like looking around, I'm like, why is everybody else that's pregnant like walking just fine and I'm waddling? But it's because all my weight is centered in this one section, so it's really hard for me to walk and get around, and it just gets harder and harder and harder. So that was basically it. In my 35th week, I also recorded my baby buys and baby gifts haul, basically everything that I've gotten throughout this pregnancy in one video. So that video will be coming up after this one, so you get to see like the travel system that I got gifted. You get to see my co-sleeper, which is actually back there, but yeah, you can't see it, and just everything else that I've gotten so far. I did a video haul on that. So yeah, that's basically it for my 33 to 35 week update. I love you guys so much. Bye, loves.